First, let's go on the programme this hour to Algeria, where voters are electing a new parliament today. Authorities there have declared this Thursday a paid national holiday, that in an attempt to encourage people to go out and cast their ballot, because previous elections have not seen a high turnout. Well, let's go straight on the programme then to Algiers. Claire Paccalin is with me. And Claire, I know you've been out and about all day speaking to voters. You've been at polling stations. I think you're at one right now. So just give us a sense of what it's been like.
I certainly am, Nadia. I'm at a polling station right now in Algiers. This is the third one that we visited today. And so far, what we've seen has been a calm atmosphere. Not that many people coming in, but a sort of steady, gradual flow of people coming in. Speaking to organisers earlier in the day, they told us that they hoped more people would show up to cast their ballots in the late afternoon and the evening. Now, some polling stations will close at 7 p.m. local time. They are allowed, though, to open until 8 p.m. if more people are coming and wish to cast their vote. Another aspect here is that public transport is free in Algiers today, so people can come and use the buses and accomplish their duty. That's the words of the Interior Ministry. Now, we went into one of the polling stations earlier on and we had a look to try and understand how the process works. Here in Algeria, it's a system of proportional representation, so voters can choose candidates from lists. And we watched as voters took the lists and went into the polling booth, into the voting booth. And then, of course, the ballot goes in the box and they have their fingerprint on their index finger of their left hand is then stamped, inked and stamped. They also sign and their electoral card is stamped as well. That's how it works. And what's interesting to note as well is that the ANI, so the National Election Authority, has put up posters around Algiers encouraging people to go out and vote. So the posters read, vote, participate, be a partner and be a decider. So there is clearly an effort on the part of the authorities to encourage Algerians to come and cast their ballots.
Yeah, clearly that is the case because turnout is a concern. It's been a concern at previous elections as well. Claire, just spell out for us what this election is all about, what the stakes are today.
Turnout is very much the question. So 5 years ago, in the last parliamentary elections in 2021, turnout was only 23%. Now, several opposition parties back then boycotted the vote. They are now, most of them are now taking part, so the FFS as well as the RCD and the Workers' Party, they are now taking part in this election. That's partly because a new reform has come in, which shows that which states that if a party boycotts 2 elections in a row, then they can therefore be disqualified and the party shut down. Now, the authorities say that reform is in place to stop sort of seasonal parties coming in and out for certain elections and not others and to create some kind of stability. Opposition candidates, though, will tell you that that's simply an attempt to try to prevent them from carrying out their strategy, which is boycotting elections when they don't feel that they are fair or transparent. Another aspect, though, is opposition candidates who were taking part this time round and who didn't take part 5 years ago, they will tell you that they feel they just need to get back onto the political scene. If they want to be relevant and if they want to be part of the landscape, the political landscape now, then they just have to take part in these elections. But it is fair to say that, and we've been hearing this from people we've been speaking to on the ground, that many young people especially do feel disengaged from the political system here. The FLN has been the party that's dominated Algerian politics now since independence. So while the older generations are more likely to vote, the younger generations do feel disconnected, and it's harder to try to persuade them to get to the polling stations today because they don't feel, many tell us they don't feel represented by the political system at the moment.